In this lesson, we're going to focus on how Tomcat can be configured to handle users' roles security. I'm going to build on the previous example, the Predictions 2 service, which we enabled for wire level security, and I want to draw a comparison. In order to make the Predictions 2 service available over HTTPS, we had to change something on the Tomcat side. We had to enable it to accept HTTPS connections, and we had to change the deployment file, the web.xml, in the service. But no code had to be changed in the service. The same thing is going to hold here. Now, Tomcat has some unusual jargon. With respect to users' role security, Tomcat has the concept of a realm. A realm is basically a data store for identities and credentials. So, for example, you might have a database table that contains usernames and passwords, that sort of thing. Tomcat comes with 6 realms already available as plugins. You can create your own. Some of these are quite sophisticated. There's a realm that would support, for example, an LDAP-based security provider, some sort of proprietary single sign-on provider. There's a lockout realm that guards against so-called dictionary attacks, where somebody tries repeatedly to guess a password. So these realms are hardly toys. They're production-grade realms, and they include a relatively easy-to-use one called the memory realm, and that's what I'm going to use for this demonstration. The memory realm has that name because at startup, Tomcat reads the contents of an XML file into memory. So here's the file for Tomcat 8. As you can see in the body of it, everything is commented out. So Tomcat provides this basically for tutorial purposes. We could edit this file as is, but in order to make the point that not much has to be done, I've redone it, and basically the body now contains just 2 lines. The first line declares an authorization role called Big Shot. Any name would do. Technically, we could drop that line, but it's a good idea to have it. And this is basically the authentication authorization section. So we have a username, in this case Mo, a password, the word Mo 3 times, capitalized each time, no white space, and the roles, well, in this case, there's a single role, Big Shot. Were there multiple roles, as you can see above, at this line, they would be separated by commas. They could come in any order. So after making this change to Tomcat users.xml, I need to restart Tomcat because it reads this file only on startup. Now there's only one other change to make on the service side, and that's to change the deployment file web.xml. So let me show you that. This is an expansion of the earlier web.xml that we looked at for HTTPS. So let me focus on the changes. The first change is this one. Again, technically this is optional, but you'll get a warning if it's not included. What we're doing here is declaring a security role name. So in this case, you can see Big Shot. And if we had others, we would name them in any order. The security constraint we had before, in particular what we had was the so-called user data constraint, which mandated encryption and decryption, and basically the other basic HTTPS services. The new item in this case is the authorization constraint, and as you can see here, we put in the role name declared earlier, Big Shot. So the gist of this says that in order to hit this web service, you have to be authorized as a Big Shot. If you're not, you can't get in. The other change is the login config section, and the authentication method is HTTP basic. I've put it here in all caps. That's traditional, but mixed case, lowercase would do just fine. So in summary, we've just done some slight changes to the web.xml for the service, and we've basically configured Tomcat's memory realm by providing the information, username, password, authorization roles. That's pretty much it.